Hello, welcome to the next lecture. In the last lecture we have discussed about the event participants. In today's lecture we will learn about the post on the events. So if we move to our design and if we see over here that event has posts. So some people have came here and post about that event. Okay, we may have participated in this was a good event, we have learned this, or these are following the pictures of those events, for example. So what we will do, we will create a new table, we will call it as a post table, and we do need few columns, like for example the person who is doing that post and the person who is doing a post for that event, right? And the text we can say, or description we can say, which they have written over here, and then we can call it as created at and updated at. Here we can see one more thing, that there is a picture uploaded with this post, but we do not we have not created any column for that picture. So remember that we have the attachments table. So what we will do, if there is a picture, we will save in the attachments table. So we will not create any column in the post table. So if we will move back to our database and we create our new table, which is actually post table with 6 total columns, right? In these columns we have always ID as the first column, user ID, the person who is adding that post, then we have event and text and created updated at. For the ID we always create it as the auto increment primary key, and then we can have the text as text type, because we don't know how long they will write the text, so that's why we'll put that as a text. Then we will have the updated at field with the timestamp, and we can give them the current timestamp as the values and attribute as on update. So if I click save on that, I can see that this table is created. So if I go to the insert and I say okay, some user, so if we go to the users table and we do find the user, okay, John, he is posting on this event. Which event? So if we go to our database and see the events, then there is one event we have created already, and we know the ID of the event is 1. So if we come back and put that okay, and the comments he may put is this is an awesome event, and we do click a save. So you remember that if he also posted a picture as well, so what we will do, we know that this post ID is 1. So what we will do, we will go back our attachments table, and in the attachments table we click on insert, and we know that the person who is posting this is user ID is 2, which means John. The object ID is now is 1, because the post table has if we go to the post table, the ID is 1. So we will say okay, the post ID is 1, which means object ID. Now we will not choose the event, we will choose the post, because this attachment is of post, and we can say any attachment name here which will come from the API. So for example, I do say it's from the post one. Then we will choose the type, and whatever will be the type, for example the type is image, we just select the image and click go. So it will create a row, and now we will see in the attachments that there is one post object type attachment is created. So basically we have saved this image at separate place, but we have a link through object ID and object type. And then we can see in the post table that we have saved this post. So if we want to see the image or attachment as well as the post, so you remember that we do know the join. So what we can do is select, and from the post this table enum we can say as P, and the other table we want to join with this is attachments. So we can say join attachments as A. For example, on A dot object ID equals P dot ID. And one more thing we want to mention is A dot object type equals post, because we are trying to get data for the post. And then relatively we also need to mention that which post we are going to get data for. So we can say P dot post ID equals 1, and here we can mention that from the post we need ID, from the post we do need, for example, the text, and from the attachments we do need, for example, the URL for now. So if I click go, then we can see that it has shown us the ID 1, which is the post ID, the text which we have just mentioned, the URL also. So this is how we put the join together and get the data of full post, full one post. And then we need to get the data of users as well, total likes as well, total comments as well, which is the part of the APIs actually, because we need to make a complete object out of it. But in the next few lectures we will talk about the likes, the comments, and we will see that how those are saved. Thank you for watching this lecture. See you in the next lecture.